I was at a wedding a week ago, and after the ceremony, the person who'd been stood next to me, one of my good friends, he said, "Leggy, gotta be honest, that fragrance that you are wearing is amazing." He says, "I can still smell it now." And we got talking about fragrances. And you know what? That's what fragrances can do. They can open up a whole new conversation. Okay. Anyway, we got chatting about these fragrances, and he said, "Oh, I've got one in my car. You'd like to smell it?" And I tell you what, this is a trip down memory lane. Okay, here we go. So he lent me this bottle, and it's made by Guy Laroche, and it's called Horizon. And most people are going to go, "What on earth is that, Leggy?" Okay, this is a serious trip down memory lane, so let's go on this tea rip. Okay, a lot of people will be familiar with the similar looking bottle, black, and it's called Draco Noir. You know what? That was a legend. Back in the 80s, it was very stereotypical. It was a lavender bomb, and it was very popular, very manly, and it was a very well-worn fragrance, amazing fragrance. 10 years later, so that was, Draco Noir was launched around about 1982. This 10 years later is launched, and this is the same sort of style bottle, and it is called Horizon. Man, let's spray it and tell you why. Let's tell you why it is still a good fragrance now. Okay, I will be honest with you, it is very stereotypical of the 80s. I know it was launched in the 90s, but this is picking up on the 80s vibe. And it's the golden era of fragrances where the manufacturers thought the more ingredients that they put in the bottle, the better the smell would be. There is so many ingredients in this, the list goes on forever. The ingredients are almost tripping over each other to try and get your attention. But what you get, the overall what you get, you're going to smell the lavender, you're going to smell the citrus, you're going to smell a lot of pine, you're going to smell amber, you're going to smell some rose, and you're going to smell like a salty kind of note. And it actually works. You know what? For all the people I've ever sprayed this for, and the fact that they all, right, I'll be honest with you, I've never come across anyone who doesn't like this fragrance. It's a very, very easy wear. It's a very, very sort of lovable fragrance, and it just does a fantastic job. Okay, the current formulation is about an hour and a half to 2 hours fragrance. It projects maybe for about 40 minutes, dips down to a skin sort of bubble scent sort of thing, and after the sort of 2 hour mark, it's pretty much gone. Even on clothes, it doesn't really last much longer than 2 hours. Oh man. Okay, the salty note is the thing in this one which sets it apart from the rest. Okay, it is similar to Draco Noir. Obviously, it's the same inventor sort of thing, the same nose behind it, and it does pick up on Draco Noir, but it's the younger brother. It's got a little bit more activity going on in this one. It's got a little bit more sort of freshness in this one. And I say the salty note is what sort of makes this one really quite different. Is it still a good fragrance in 2022? You know what? You can still buy it. The current formulation doesn't really last very long, but it's the same smell as it was back in the 90s. Would I buy it now? I probably wouldn't, but this was just really a trip down memory lane. Let's talk about it again. Horizon by Guy Laroche. It's probably around about a £30 fragrance for the 100 ml at the toilette. I say it doesn't last well, but it's a very wearable, sort of easy wear kind of any kind of guy's fragrance. It is a masculine fragrance. It's not feminine at all. It's not unisex at all. It goes back to the days when fragrances were very masculine or feminine sort of thing. There's nothing unisex about this at all. So I enjoy it, and I would still wear it on the odd occasion, but it perhaps doesn't really have a place in 2022. Okay. I hope you appreciate this was just a very quick one, just catching up, just going down a trip down memory lane, and I hope to see you next time. But in the meantime, you've got to spray fragrance every single day. Stay safe, and please come back for the next one. Goodbye.